What is up, what is up, what is up? Welcome back to Free Will Tarot. If y'all don't know my name by now, it is definitely Rick. We are definitely going to be doing the Aquarius and Pisces collective readings. Aquarius and Pisces. We'll be starting the Aquarius reading here in about 10 minutes or so. 9 or 10 minutes. To give everyone a chance to join in on the live stream. If y'all are new here, definitely hit that follow button. I so appreciate you. If you are a returning follower, thank y'all for all the love and support. Do keep in mind, I will be uploading this video to YouTube, so if you, by chance, are watching this on YouTube, do keep in mind you can fast forward through the next 10 minutes, fast forward to the Aquarius reading, or fast forward to the Pisces reading. And do keep in mind, if you are subscribed to my YouTube channel, which I will be uploading this video to, you will not miss out on future live streams, because I'm sure life will happen and y'all will happen to miss the live streams. Hello, hello. Haven't caught you in for ages. Yep, I'm back, y'all. If you just so happen to miss out on last Saturday's live stream, you definitely can check that out on my YouTube channels with an S. I've been posting to both YouTube channels for the last couple weeks now. So yes, Aquarius and Pisces. Aquarius and Pisces. Where are my Aquarius followers? Let me get some FYP going on up here. Bloop, bloop, bloop. FYP. Boom. Hopefully I'm not freezing up. Aquarius, nice. Okay, you're joining in at the right time then, huh? Do keep in mind, y'all, I do 2 signs a night, Monday through Saturday. Mondays are for Aries and Taurus. Tuesdays are for Gemini and Cancer. Wednesdays are for Leo and Virgo. Thursdays are for Libra and Scorpio. Fridays are for Sagittarius and Capricorns, which we did last night. And tonight being, thank you for the heart, me. Tonight being Saturday is for Aquarius and Pisces. I do try to make it known that my intentions are for these readings to resonate for sun, moon, and or rising, maybe even Venus. Is Pisces an embodiment of all other signs because it's last? I definitely hear it's, yes, a combination of all signs. That's what I've heard online. Not just that, but Pisces somehow is supposed to be like super empathic. Yes, as a water sign. Pisceans tend to feel all emotions in the room. I don't know if that has to do with how dreamy they can be and escaping reality into like their imagination and or through art, through music, through maybe other forms of entertainment. But yes, I have heard that before. That Pisces is an embodiment of all the other signs before it. And I'd like to think that Pisces is the oldest of the zodiac signs. If you think about it in terms of going through the ages, if we are coming out of Pisces and going into Aquarius, and ages are roughly 2,000 years plus some odd number of years, then yes, the zodiac signs go backwards in ages. So from Pisces to Aquarius to Capricorn, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Libra, Virgo, Leo. And it's been said that the Egyptian Sphinx was built sometime during the age of Leo, which makes sense if it was originally supposed to be a lion. But no matter the case, so the first shall be last and the last shall be first, LOL. Yes. Yes. When the first is last and the last is first, you'll be where you choose to be. It's actually a reference to an older movie and lyrics of one of my favorite bands. Y'all, we are about to do the Aquarius collective reading. Thank y'all to the Piscean collective for being patient with me. I will be starting your reading shortly after I end out the Aquarius collective reading. Once more, if y'all are new here, definitely hit that follow button. I so appreciate you. If y'all are a returning follower, welcome back. Thank you for all the love and support. And another reminder, one more reminder, that if you are viewing this live stream on YouTube, go ahead and fast forward to either the Pisces reading or the Aquarius reading in a few minutes, so you don't have to like hear all the chit chat between now and when I start the Aquarius or Pisces readings. With that being said, we got 3 more minutes, and then we're going to do 3 more shuffles. 3 more minutes. Where is my Aquarius collective, Sun, Moon, and or Rising? Do I have any other Aquarius collective followers out there? I know we got a couple of them. It's good to be back, y'all. I think I'm going to be switching decks next week. Switching decks. I'm not sure which deck. But yeah, I think this one's been pretty loyal to me for the last couple weeks. Yet I'm feeling a change up, a switch of artwork, if you will. Aquarius collective. Couple more minutes and we'll start the Aquarius collective reading. Oh yes. Couple more minutes. What does the Aquarius collective need to know moving forward for the next week ahead as I do weekly readings here at Free Will Tarot? What does the Aquarius collective need to know moving forward? Oh yes, less than a minute, y'all. Less than a minute. Thank y'all for liking the live stream, for sending gifts. I'm sure that helps the algorithm. February 18th. That is the same birthday as my mom and my stepmom. So y'all are definitely on the cusp of Aquarius and Pisces. What does the Aquarius collective need to know moving forward? We're going to get 3 more shuffles here in less than a minute. Less than 30 seconds, I'm sure. What does the Aquarius collective need to know moving forward for the next week ahead? There it is, 38 after, y'all. We need 3 more shuffles. A 1. A 2. A 3. Never seen you until today, so taking it as a sign. Okay. That happens more often than you'd think. With that being said, y'all, if y'all are new here to how I do things here at Free Will Tarot, when I do the bridge shuffle, as I'm about to do, that is the signal to send me scissors or anything sharp and pointy of the emoji variety so we can cut this deck. Go ahead and send me scissors or anything sharp and pointy of the emoji variety through the comments as I'm about to do the bridge shuffle. There it is, and there it was. TWAS twas. I can't stand it when TikTok has me approve comments, but I get it. There it is, and there it was. TWAS twas. Yes, go ahead and send me scissors or anything sharp and pointy. A trident, an axe, clothespin, thumbtack, a sword, daggers, knives, sharp cheese, a well-dressed, handsome feller, looking sharp. Alrighty, let's say about 40 after, we will cut this deck with those emojis and then get right on into this Aquarius collective reading. Hope y'all are doing a-okay out there, doing well, enjoying your weekend, resting from work. I know I definitely am. Wow, what a week last week was. Alrighty, there it is, 40 after. Let's go ahead and cut the deck. Thank you all for participating in such a fun way. Alrighty. Aquarius collective, sun, moon, and or rising, maybe even Venus. Last couple weeks, full on. Yeah. Ooh, needles? Syringes? Is that what that is? Those definitely are pretty sharp. Said, up, I'm an Aries/Pisces. So, is that Aries sun and then Pisces moon or rising? Or is that Pisces to Aries cusp? No matter the case, oh, cusp, gotcha. We are definitely going to get into this Aquarius collective reading. Thank you all one more time for the Pisces collective for being patient with me. I will start the Pisces collective reading shortly after I end out the Aquarius reading. Aquarius, sun, moon, and or rising, maybe even Venus. Here is your situation. Here is the challenge. Here is your person of interest. Here is the similarities or common ground between you both. And here is the possible outcome and or advice. Now, Aquarius collective, do keep in mind that this is a collective reading. Therefore, any interpretations or metaphors or etc. that I use in this reading will not 100% resonate with an individual, a singular individual viewing this reading. So do take what resonates, leave out the rest. With that being said, lettuce, yes, the main ingredient for lettuce, or for salad, lettuce, begin this reading. We are starting your reading out in the situation with the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is the detective of the tarot deck. So it could be that you're keeping an eye on a specific person. Maybe not out of stalking them per se, although a lot of tarot readers do mention that the Page of Swords could possibly be the Aquarius stalking another person or any other sign that this is pulled for. But no matter the case, it doesn't have to be. Sure, maybe it is, at the very most. At the very least, you could be curious, doing some research on this person. Maybe even asking them questions in person. An interrogation of sorts. Maybe you're just curious about their intentions towards you. Just curious about who they are as a person, why they do what they do, when they do it. I'm hoping that this isn't you checking in on a person because you're afraid of something they may do towards you, or maybe something to ruin your reputation. I mean, we will get into the rest of the cards. At this point, when I'm doing the situation, I don't really like, connect the dots until I've at least given examples of each card, interpretations. So I'm literally just giving any random, examples of this card's interpretation of how it could resonate or relate to y'all's everyday lives. With that being said, the challenge with the 10 of Wands. Challenge with the 10 of Wands. It could be with the 10 of Wands that you're finding it challenging to let go of some burdens or responsibilities. Maybe you're finding it challenging or difficult to say no when it comes to people pleasing. Maybe there's just certain people in your lives that you care about, or your life that you care about, and if they say jump, you ask how high. If they're asking for a favor, you're right there when they need you. Maybe they're asking for a little bit of money, and you're like, I got you, just get me back when you get paid. Maybe that's why the Page of Swords is in the situation. Maybe you're hoping they don't ask for money. Like, are they going to ask? I better keep an eye on them. Doesn't have to be the case, though. With the 10 of Wands, it could be that you're finding it challenging to let go of energetic baggage. What I mean by that is if you and this person are in a romantic relationship, it could be that there's been so many ups and downs, a roller coaster of a relationship, to where maybe there's been a lot of downs and that's all we can focus on is the negative. And there's resentment, grudges being made, being held, right? So maybe that energetic baggage of holding a grudge, being resentful is heavy. No matter how heavy it is, we must let it go in order to make room for maybe new people, maybe new responsibilities, new energy to come in. I don't know what this person is doing in the situation. I don't know why. You could be trying to keep an eye on them or learn about like what they're up to. Maybe curious about their intentions maybe, but this person with the Justice card, they're showing up being truthful. They're wanting to balance things out. They're wanting to bring some sort of justice. They're wanting to bring fairness. They're wanting to be fair. As long as they're honest with themselves, they'll be honest with you. That's all anyone can expect. That's all anyone could ask. As long as they're honest with themselves about their own accountability, taking, responsibility for their own actions. That's all anyone can ask and expect of them. I don't see what's so wrong about this person just yet. Although, it could be with the Queen of Swords, and the similarities or common ground between you both. That maybe you both have done some wrong towards each other. With the Page of Swords to the Queen of Swords, you're definitely in your own energy. Swords being associated with air sign, archetype, personality traits, let's say. Almost as if, yes, you're keeping an eye on them. Curious, playing detective, but also if you are in communication with them, asking them, what are you up to? Why are you doing this? Why are you saying the specific things you're saying right now? Why are you behaving in such a way that is making me curious in the first place? You definitely have your walls up with the Queen of Swords, willing and able to cut them out of your life if need be, because we just don't need drama. We don't need the excess stress or the headache of the situation. And I mean, this person feels like they're doing the fair thing, the right thing. They're being truthful with themselves. They're being truthful with you. And yet, I don't know if it's because you have your walls up that they have their walls up as well. Very well could be. Do keep in mind, the Justice card is associated with Libra. Doesn't necessarily mean they're a Libran. Doesn't necessarily mean that this person is in either air sign energy or not. But they are bringing in some sort of... That's what I wanted to say. I wanted to say there's a lot of air between you both. I mean, especially with Page of Swords to Queen of Swords is how you're showing up. And then Justice to the Queen of Swords is how they're showing up. Libra is an air sign. So yeah, I don't know what's happened between you both to where you both have a wall up. Not willing to budge about something, or just a lot of curiosity, a lot of questions, like questioning, interrogation for sure. Like willing to cut each other out if there's any toxic behavior, if there's any like pettiness. This person wants to be fair. This person wants to be classy. If there's any arguments to be had, this person doesn't want any shouting or yelling or, misunderstandings. They want to be fair. They want things to be balanced. They're willing to be truthful if you ask, if you ask that of them. However, that's what I'm thinking is both of you are probably mirroring each other in the sense of like, I've got my wall up, ready to cut you out of my life. Oh, well, you've got your wall up. Well, maybe I should have my wall up as well. Why do you have your wall up? Well, why do you have your walls up? Why are you asking me so many questions? This definitely feels like an interrogation. Well, I could say the same about you. Why so many questions? Why so many, assuming? Or why so much assuming? You get the gist there. This is a weird card to end the reading with, but we have the Three of Wands. It could be that maybe you're looking to the future. Maybe with this person, you've been looking towards the past, finding it challenging to let go of the resentment with maybe past trauma that you've held on to, past resentment and grudges you've just held on to for way too long. This is a burden, and if we keep carrying these burdens, this energetic baggage, these grudges, the resentment into the future, that's all we're going to attract. That's all we're going to keep attracting is more of the same, basically. If we want something new, if we want to attract something new, we must look to the future, look for something new, focus on what we actually want, not more of the same that's happened in the past, the trauma, the lying, cheating, stealing, maybe trying to get, away with something. No matter if it was you or this person, there was just a lot of baggage, energetically speaking. It said he uses the truth to try to hurt me and help me see things. I just filter it out as his opinion. Yeah, I do want to say that it depends on everyone's self-awareness. How much of this person's self-awareness is coming through in y'all's conversation? Are they willing to take accountability for something they did, something they didn't do that they should have, something they said, something they shouldn't have, or something they shouldn't have said, or even something they should have said, right? There's no such thing as keeling over from swallowing your pride. No such thing as being unalived due to swallowing or choking on so much pride. There's no such thing. Pride is just an idea. It's a concept. You know what I mean? You can't swallow so much pride and then choke on it. So what's the big deal here? Oh, because there's egos involved. Maybe that's why it's so challenging or difficult to let things go. Because our ego is involved. Only the ego wants to make things complex, right? Love is simple. The ego likes to get in the middle of it and make things complicated. Was that the end of the reading? Nope, definitely not. If this is the possible outcome, it could be that the Aquarius collective is looking towards the future, yes. Looking towards any blessings. Keep in mind, if you are taking action and creating opportunities and blessings for yourself, such as I'm doing right now, as long as we're taking action and trying to be in the right spot at the right time, those opportunities will come. We just have to take action, be optimistic. We can't just sit on our thumbs, sit on our asses, and expect good things to happen. We have to create the opportunities. What is it? Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. That's it. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. If you prepare yourself for the opportunity, people will think you're just the luckiest person ever. No, I prepared for it. It's not luck. Sure, it may look like luck to others, but you prepared for it. You took action, You were optimistic, took that action, maybe even got out of your comfort zone. To evolve, to grow a little bit. Because definitely with that ego, making things complex, making things complicated, the ego is going to hold us back and tell us, no, stay here where it's comfortable. This is familiar. Don't go outside of your comfort zone. That's scary. That's new. It's not always the case, though, that staying in your comfort zone keeps you safe. It actually keeps you stagnant. It keeps you holding on to grudges, holding on to resentment, holding on to energetic baggage that is just unnecessary to be carrying around in the first place. That shit's heavy. Let it go. With that being said, we do have one card that we need to pull from the Oracle deck so we can end out this Aquarius collective reading. What is that one card for the Aquarius collective? One card. What does the Aquarius collective need to know moving forward so we can close out the Aquarius collective reading? I don't take cards that fly out like that. We do need 3 more shuffles, though. A 1, a 2, a 3. Top card is the card we need to see to close out this reading. I swear I keep pulling this card for different signs. Isn't it something like Childlike Devotion? I didn't even read the title. Childlike Devotion, yes. Maybe a lot of us just need to let that ego go. Let go of the ego. Let go of my ego. Something to that effect. It's supposed to be a play on words. Let go of my ego. Like the waffle. Whatever. You get the gist. Childlike Devotion. A few more seconds to appreciate the artwork, because damn, I love this Oracle deck. And y'all will possibly see a different card pulled for the Pisces collective if you choose to stick around for it. But no matter the case, a few more seconds to appreciate the artwork, and we're going to read, yes, the card. You are multi-talented. You are a multi-talented, complex being. Embrace and love who you are. So while, yes, we can love the ego, for it does try to, keep you safe, but not every new place is going to be scary. Not every new place is going to hurt you. Not every situation that you try to experience that's possibly new and unfamiliar to you is going to, is going to hold you back, let's say. In fact, it's going to hold you back. You're only going to hold yourself back by not letting yourself experience new things, meeting new people, trying new hobbies. Hello, Jules. Hope all is well. A card will I get better? Well, this is not for personal readings. Tonight I'm doing Aquarius and Pisces. I'm about to end the Aquarius collective reading. But I do personal paid readings tomorrow night, 6:30 to 7:30 a.m. If you want to set an alarm, tomorrow night, about a half hour ago, is when I will start a new live stream. I do appreciate you wanting some sort of clarity and wanting to participate. However, that's for tomorrow night. I do yes or no free readings, 1 card polls, yes or no free readings. No, not AM. Approve that message. Not AM. It's 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, about a half hour ago. Eastern Standard Time. It is 7 o'clock, literally right now here in Ohio, 7 o'clock p.m. So if you would like to participate in yes or no questions for 1 card pulls, that would be tomorrow, a half hour ago. Or personal paid reading, 5 cards for $20 through Cash App, 3 cards for $10 through Cash App. But no matter the case, I must end out this reading so we can start the Pisces collective reading. You said AM by accident, sir. Yeah, I probably did. I can be a person sometimes. But you know what? Y'all can be a person as well. So, yeah, I'm sure y'all can relate and will probably forgive me. Hopefully, anyways. I said it's all good. With that being said, yes, the ego likes to make things complicated. But, no matter the case, there are good things about the Aquarius collective that make them complex. Besides their ego, maybe even, yes, their ego, but besides their ego, they are multi-talented. They can be so reinventive. They can be so future forward and think of new ideas as far as inventions, as far as music, art, different kinds of jewelry, different styles of fashion. I'm trying to think of more examples. Architecture, I'm sure. Yes, do look to the future. Stay optimistic, but take action. Don't sit around waiting for those blessings to arrive. They will arrive if you prepare for them. With that being said, I hope this helped, Aquarius Collective. That's what I have for you. Maybe you found it at the very least entertaining, maybe at the very least enlightening. And with that being said, I must shuffle these cards back into the deck, and we are going to start the Pisces Collective reading. Pisces Collective. Oh, Aquarius, do keep in mind, for future reference, if you end up missing out on a live stream next weekend, the weekend after, so on and so forth, do subscribe to my YouTube channel and you will not miss out on future readings. Because I know life happens. I know sometime last week I almost missed out on showing up myself, but I ended up showing up starting the live stream 2 minutes later than I normally do. That's okay though. I uploaded it to YouTube anyways, and it was a-okay. So yes, do subscribe to my YouTube channel so you do not miss out on future live streams. Thank you so much for showing up. Definitely hit that follow button if you are new here, if you have not done so. And yeah, we're going to start the Pisces Collective reading. Pisces Collective. Thank you all for being patient with me. Hopefully y'all are doing a-okay, having a good weekend, enjoying your time off from work. Hopefully you're not at work on a Saturday, because I know some of y'all may be. Let's say about 5 after we'll start the Pisces collective reading. 5 after. Just did a freezer spell. Uh-oh. Damn, look how long that hair be getting. Yeah, y'all, I've been growing my hair out for 2 years now. It'll be 2 years, my birthday, August 8th. 2 years this August 8th. It do be getting long. Thank you for noticing. But yes, a freezer spell, that's on my customer. Okay, that's interesting. I definitely need to learn more on like what all that entails. But what does the Pisces collective need to know moving forward? What does the Pisces collective need to know moving forward for the next week ahead, as I do weekly readings here at Free Will Tarot? What does the Pisces collective need to know moving forward? Give me some cards that I haven't seen in a while. Give them something information-wise that they need to hear. Give us a message that the Pisces collective definitely needs to hear. Alrighty, y'all. 7:05. We need 3 more shuffles. A 1, a 2, a 3. Alrighty. Pisces collective, if you are new here to how I do things here at Free Will Tarot, I'm about to do the bridge shuffle. And when I do the bridge shuffle, that is the signal to send me scissors or anything sharp and pointy of the emoji variety through the comments so I can cut this deck. There it is. And there it was, the bridge shuffle, TWAS twas. Oh yes, go ahead and send me scissors or anything sharp and pointy of the emoji variety, and I will cut this deck with them. Oh yes, the sword. How are y'all doing tonight? Hanging in there? Staying cool? Or staying dry in a lot of cases? I know Ohio is just random as all get out. This whole week has been like hot as hell. And then today, of all days, it rains in certain places. Goodness gracious. Good. Pisces sun and moon tapping in. It's been raining all day. Yeah, I can imagine. Y'all, we're going to get into this reading. Thank y'all for participating in such a fun way. We are going to cut the deck with those emojis and get right on into this reading. Alrighty. Pisces sun, moon, and or rising, maybe even Venus. Here is your situation. Here is the challenge. Here is your person of interest. Here is the similarities or common ground between you both. And here is what in the actual heck. Here is the possible outcome and or advice. This is going to be a fun reading. It's going to be a fun reading. Just what? So many random cards. I mean, it's a random pull. Duh, Rick. But like, I don't even know like how we're going to get through this one. For real. But no matter the case, Pisces collective, do keep in mind, this is a collective reading. With that being said, none of the examples of the interpretations or the metaphors I use, etc., are going to resonate 100% for a singular individual out there watching this reading. With that being said, take what resonates, leave out the rest, and we're going to start your reading off with the situation. The 7 of Swords. 7 of Swords. Let me get a quick drink of some cranberry juice to wet the whistle. Seven of Swords. What a card to start the reading out with. Normally, with the Seven of Swords, it gets a bad reputation. For at the very most, it could represent lying, cheating, stealing, trying to get away with something, trying to sweep something under the rug, trying to be sneaky. Mind you, this is how the Pisces collective is showing up to the reading in the situation. Now, that is worst case scenario. Please do not assume that I'm saying that the Pisces in the next week from Saturday to Saturday is about to be a liar or a cheater or a stealer or, sweep something under the rug so no one finds out or is being sneaky. No, do not assume that's what I'm saying. At the, worst case scenario, maybe. At the least case scenario, let's say, best case scenario is that they're being strategic. Maybe there's a truth to some degree that you are trying to avoid sharing with this person. So either they aren't hurt, maybe you're trying not to hurt their feelings, maybe you're trying not to ruin your own reputation. I mean, we all make mistakes. We're allowed to make mistakes, but as long as we own up to the mistakes and take accountability for it, and then try not to repeat those mistakes. Because if we repeat them, then that's just a decision, to keep making that mistake. That's just a decision. And please try not to be the type of person, Pisces Collective, that only learns their lesson when it's brought to their attention that, hey, you did something wrong. Oh, you caught me. I'm sorry. No, you're not sorry. You're just sorry you got caught, right? Please try not to be the person that is sorry only because they got caught. That's the first card we're dealing with. I don't know what kind of elephant in the room there is. Hold up. I'm good at sweeping it under the rug. Yeah, I had to approve that comment for whatever the case, but TikTok loves to hide comments. No matter the case, Seven of Swords, that's what we're dealing with in the situation. There's something you're avoiding. A truth. Maybe there's some sort of information you want to keep from this person so they don't get the wrong idea about you. But honestly, withholding information is probably going to give them the wrong idea about you in the first place, to begin with. But maybe it's bigger of a situation of a consequence than I'm actually imagining, right? I don't know what kind of situation, what kind of, concepts that the Pisces Collective is dealing with. So I definitely don't want to be insensitive to the individual situations out there. With that being said, I'm feeling like with the Temperance card and the challenge that y'all are having a lot of anxiety trying to avoid telling this person the truth or avoiding this truth in general, trying to be avoidant, maybe avoiding this person altogether. Y'all, Temperance card and the challenge, it's like maybe you're finding it challenging to do things in moderation. Maybe you're finding it challenging to balance out the thoughts of the situation, the emotions of the situation, and it's all out of whack. Maybe you're overthinking, not being insensitive and or gaslighting you, but maybe you're like literally, your thoughts are all over the place, your emotions are all over the place. Maybe you're being triggered either intentionally by this person or unintentionally. That's what I'm getting with the Temperance card and the challenge. You know, if it's difficult to balance emotions and thoughts, to balance the logic and the emotional perspective of the situation, 1 + 1 = 2, 1 + 2 = 3. Therefore, if you're having a difficult time doing all these things, maybe you are having some anxiety, maybe you are being triggered or having overreactions. Once more, either intentional or unintentional by this person. With that being said, speaking of balance, we have a returning card, which I find really crazy. A returning card in the same placement as well in the last spread that we did for the Aquarius collective. This person showing up, trying to be truthful, trying to be fair, trying to bring justice. It is the Justice card, after all. They're trying to balance, bring balance into the situation. I do hope this person is understanding to what you're going through, as far as maybe being triggered by something or having anxiety in the situation. Hopefully they're understanding as to why you would hide this truth to them or avoid them altogether, or being avoidant, trying to sweep something under the rug, trying to change the subject, maybe. No matter the case, this is how they're showing up, trying to be fair. As long as they are being honest with themselves, they can be honest with you. And I mean, if we're, as a Pisces collective, avoiding a truth ourselves, maybe they won't be so understanding as to, well, I'm being honest with myself, therefore I'm being honest with you. So if you yourself, Pisces, are avoiding a truth, try to keep in mind there's going to be a consequence, to avoiding that truth, to being delusional, or to not recognize the truth in the matter, not take accountability for something you've done or you've said, or, that might end up hurting this person. I mean, that is if you care about their opinion, their reputation, who they are. With that being said, we do have the Two of Cups. The similarities or common ground between you both is you both are seeing eye to eye. For whatever reason, for however this is happening, the intentions between you both is to see eye to eye, to be team players, to cooperate, to collaborate. As I've mentioned before, it doesn't have to be a romantic partner, a romantic situation. So do keep that in mind. I said, is my ex missing me? I couldn't tell you. Are you a Pisces? Are you an Aquarius? Are you some other sign and might have to go to my YouTube channel? Because I only do 2 signs a night. Tonight just so happens to be Aquarius and Pisces. Leo, okay? Definitely subscribe to Free Will Tarot on YouTube or Free Will Tarot 2.0. The one without the 2.0 is the one with the most followers, subscribers, whatever. So do keep in mind, I don't know what you need to keep in mind there, but I've been uploading these live streams to both YouTube channels all week for the last 2 weeks, as I was on a hiatus, but now I'm back. And yes, if you have missed that live stream, go back, watch that video, fast forward if need be. And then next Wednesday is when you need to join the live stream to watch the Leo collective reading. Or we can do a personal paid reading tomorrow night. About 45 minutes ago is when you need to set an alarm. No matter if it's for a personal paid reading tomorrow night or like any night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I live stream the same time every night. With that being said, I appreciate you wanting to volunteer and be a part of this. But yes, personal paid readings or yes or no questions are for tomorrow night. Do set an alarm for a reminder. And thank you for the love and support. With that being said, yes, Pisces Collective, you do have the shared energy or similarities with this person, with the Two of Cups, to see eye to eye, to be on the same page, to cooperate, to collaborate. So whether or not you're avoiding telling them a truth, whether or not you're lying, cheating, stealing, worst case scenario, FYI, if that is the case, it's literally just the worst case scenario. But if that is the case, this person is willing to be understanding. They're willing to see things from your perspective. I'd say give them a chance. Let them know how you're feeling, how you're being triggered possibly. If this is a new person, maybe they have no idea why you're being triggered. Maybe they have no idea about the history you've, gone through with past relationships, and once again, doesn't have to be romantic. If you're meeting a new friend, making a new friend, and they don't happen to know anything about your, past friendships, if you are avoiding letting them know about a boundary, like, hey, you said this, you brought this topic up, you made a joke about this or made a joke about that, that's not cool, that's not how I roll, and I'd appreciate it if you just didn't do it again. I respect our friendship enough to be fair, to be honest with you, to bring that truth to you, because I don't want to be triggered. I don't want to lose our friendship, and I respect you enough to bring it to your attention, to be on the same page, to collaborate, to cooperate, because if this is a romantic relationship, potentially, then I'm sure this person will understand where you're coming from, and they too will want to cooperate and be respectful of the friendship or of the, the romantic, whatever y'all are trying to create here. With that being said, for whatever reason, we have the Four of Pentacles in the possible outcome and or advice. If it's the possible outcome, it could be that the Pisces is just going to keep avoiding this person, keep avoiding telling the truth to them, keep avoiding giving any effort or energy into the situation or any time, let's say, especially if you're always busy and have something to do. It's like, I'm just on an energetic budget with this Four of Pentacles. I have no time, no effort, no energy to give to the situation anymore, or at all in the first place. If this is someone new you're dealing with, I'm on an energetic baggage. I'm on an energetic budget, so I just don't have the time or energy to give to you right now, at least in the next week as I do weekly readings. If this is the advice, keep to yourself. Your energy is valuable. Your time is valuable. Your effort is valuable. If this person isn't willing to see how valuable your time, money, effort, energy is going to be to their friendship, then, bye, Felicia, you know what I mean? Also, though, I don't know why that would tie into, the Seven of Swords, because the answer can't always be, oh, well, I've lied, I've cheated, I've stolen from this person. So the tarot reading that Rick gave me at Free Will Tarot told me that if I lied, cheated, or stolen from this person, that it's okay to not give any effort to the friendship. No, that's not what I'm saying here. I'm not saying even that this person is good or bad. They definitely want to bring fairness, balance, truth. They want to be understanding. But if this person is triggering you in whatever way, shape, or form, and they're unable to change their behavior, or I don't know why they would be, though, because that Two of Cups literally tells me they would be understanding. They would be willing to see from your perspective, but maybe not. Maybe for the next week, it's better for you to be on an energetic budget and not give your time, money, energy freely to this person. For whatever reason, this card was pulled to let you know that, hey, if you want to at least save your own skin, save your own ass, save your own reputation, it's better, everyone's reputation, everyone's ego, everyone's skin involved. It's better to just stay to yourself for the time being, for the next week. But before you get triggered even more and make even more of a mess of things, it's better to just stay to yourself and ask for some space. Ask for, them to respect your boundaries. Hey, I need some time to figure some things out. It's nothing you did. Maybe it is something they did, and you want to just set those boundaries like, no, I'm not ready to talk about it just yet. Just give me some space. With that being said, we do have one card to pull to end out this Pisces collective reading. It said, you are always spot on. Well, I mean, I don't know how I'm able to see things from two perspectives, see from their point of view, but also see from someone else's point of view. But especially if the cards are coming out in such a way where it's like, maybe the Pisces did do something, maybe they didn't. Maybe this person is coming through with justice, but maybe that's for some reason triggering the Pisces collective. No matter what's going on in the situation, y'all can keep your privacy intact. No matter what's going on in the situation, it's probably for the better to just stay to yourself for a little bit, for at least a week, until the next Pisces collective reading. Like I said, I don't know how I'm able to see two perspectives like this, but I don't know. It's a gift. It's maybe self-awareness, on my end. Maybe it's just going through situations and knowing how people interact with each other and how they think. No matter the case, my great-grandmother called it a gift. I definitely know people, not specific people, but people in general. It's fun to be able to see certain patterns and be like, oh, well, if they really cared about, this or that, they change those patterns or stop that altogether. No matter the case, we need 3 more shuffles for the Pisces collective reading so we can end it. A 1, a 2, a 3. All right, Pisces collective. Top card is the one we need to see, and I feel like we've gotten this card recently for another sign as well. I love that I've chosen an ocean concept oracle deck, because when I pull a card for the Pisces collective, it probably feels like home, metaphorically speaking, conceptually speaking. No matter the case, I always view the fish out of the sea and fish in the sea, the Pisces symbol, let's say, I find it more relatable to look at a Pisces as a mermaid, let's say. Half human, half fish or sea creature, or, you know what I'm saying? If we associate waters with, or ocean, waters, let's say, with emotion, with emotional depths, let's say, then it makes more sense that a Pisces would be associated with a mermaid. That's just my take on it. What do we have here? Looking at the underbelly. Be sure that you are using your time in the best possible manner, instead of being anxious about the future or maybe even depressed about the past, right? I'll read it again. Be sure that you are using your time in the best possible manner. You might consider taking time to organize yourself, or perhaps a project you are working on could use some fine-tuning. So maybe it is someone that you're in a project with at work. Maybe you have a project with a friend. Maybe you have, some sort of potentially romantic partner, or already dating someone for a while, and you both have some sort of project you're working on. Let me read that again. Be sure that you are using your time in the best possible manner. You might consider taking time to organize yourself, or perhaps a project you are working on could use some fine-tuning. If this has to do with another person, maybe you're focused too much about what they're doing, what they're bringing to the table as far as the project, and maybe you should be focused more so on what you're doing, what you're bringing to the table, especially if it's at work. Try your best not to focus on what they're doing. Pay more attention and focus to your own energy, making sure that you're grounded, not being easily reactive or triggered, because some people don't even know that they are triggering you, so it's not necessarily their fault. Now, if they are doing it on purpose, then yes, it needs to be pointed out and brought to the surface and brought to everyone's attention. Like, hey, this person is being a bully. They're doing this and this on purpose because they know they're pushing my buttons. I mean, yes, it probably sucks being super sensitive and emotional as a water sign, but it can be a gift. It can be a blessing. I'll say that much. But also, I can imagine how y'all are just like over being emotional and just done with people taking advantage of, your kindness. It said very absorbing. Yeah, just make sure you're using your time wisely, especially in regards to this person, how they're showing up. Try your best to ignore. There we go. Try your best to ignore what this person is doing. Avoid this person altogether. I don't know what they're doing. They're just being truthful. They're being honest. Maybe too honest, for all we know. And maybe it's triggering for you. Maybe they don't realize how brutally honest they're being, and it's like, what the heck? I really wish they wouldn't talk that way. But keep in mind, Pisces, it has nothing to do with you if it's unintentional. Right? Yes, we can absorb others' emotions and feel their anger, but try your best to ground yourself in the reality of the situation, that this person might not know what they're doing, might not know what they're saying, even if it's truthful. I'm sure they would not like it if someone was as brutally honest with them. But it is not our job as the triggered, as the hurt, to hurt others. I cannot stand that saying, hurt people, hurt people. Yeah, the ones that want to be petty and not be classy about it. We all have free will, as my account mentions, my account name, the title, whatever. We all have free will to decide how karma is handled. Karma is just a lesson, We give ourselves karma by using free will in a negative way. By oversharing, by just spouting out bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Even if this person's being truthful, avoid them. You have way better things to be doing than listening to what this person has to say, watching what they're doing. Yeah, I definitely avoid this person. It could save you a lot of trouble. It could keep you, yes, out of trouble. I'm going to say that. I'm going to, repeat that. No matter how interesting this person might seem to you at first, if they are triggering to you, if they, if they just seem like, yeah, they're being truthful, but even if they're on the same, or wanting to be on the same page, or be a team player or cooperate, if there's something that just seems off and you really want to avoid them, trust your gut feeling that they might not see your value, the value in your effort, your time, your energy, and they might take advantage of your time, your money, your energy, your effort. For all I know, I'm just, thinking of the extreme and giving an extreme example. But I'm sure to some degree, every Pisces has been there. And you wanted to give some sort of effort as to keeping a friendship alive, keeping a relationship alive, all just to teach them that it's okay to overstep certain boundaries, to speak in a way that is just not very classy. Yes, you could definitely be doing way better things than focusing on this person. You've got better things to be doing, y'all. All right, Pisces Collective, with that being said, I hope this helped. I hope it was at the very least entertaining, at the very most enlightening. With that being said, I want to remind y'all that I will be uploading this live stream to my YouTube channel. That way y'all don't miss out on future readings, because life happens. I understand. I get it. But also, there's only so understanding I can be when someone shows up to the live stream over and over and over again saying, "I'm late. Can you give me a recap?" No. That's why I have the YouTube channel. That's why I have the YouTube channel, so you can watch later after you've missed the live stream, right? Because for the ones that have been here during the live stream, it's kind of unfair. And I'm definitely trying to show up for y'all, being dependable, being reliable for y'all every single day. So that's the boundary I'm making for myself, is I can do a recap. I don't mind. However, the YouTube channel is there. With that being said, I hope y'all have a good weekend. Maybe I'll see you in the next Pisces Collective reading next weekend, next Saturday. Or maybe I will see you for a personal paid reading tomorrow. Yes or no question. $5 or $5. 5 cards for $20, or 3 cards for $10. That is tomorrow, about an hour ago. Set your alarm, and I will see you sometime in the next week. All right, much love. Take care. Have a good night, y'all.